Hey, that was a good starting face, AJ. That's
Just drinking some delicious coffee, and then it goes
I'm
live.
I'm
Awesome.
I'm definitely gonna go back and try to screen capture that first starting face on
Oh wow,
live.
that was I just saw it. That's really funny. Yeah, we don't need to make that the screen capture. Nope. Nope.
Dude, we
Nope.
are definitely screen capturing that
You suck.
with the
You
coffee.
suck.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a very different topic today, and we have the famous Aaron James.
Famous.
And
Famous
yep,
and infamous. Yes.
yep, both exactly. It's always the polarity. It's always the polarity.
I don't know.
So today we're gonna do a little different twist on our topic here that some of our other topics we talk a lot about is how to balance gut bacteria. And I want to just share first of all why I thought this was such a good topic. And because number one, with all the patients I work with over the years, um, I I used to think this was a bullshit topic.
Mm.
Okay. I didn't believe in gut bacteria. So I totally was
Didn't
like,
okay.
no, because but my history is like I was doing hypnosis with people, and I was like, dude, just rewire your brain, and your gut will be fine. So I got schooled by the gut bacteria themselves. Took me to school, and got my ass kicked. Right, this is part of when I got really really sick, and we've talked about that in some of our other lives, and so I learned a lot. And so some of the stuff that I wanted to share, we're going to share with you is not from medical textbooks or anatomy textbooks. So it's from actual experience. Okay. So the reason we're going into this is that so many people have so many gut bacteria imbalances that in my Fast 40 program, by day 20, most people are down 10 pounds of fat in 20 days.
Wow.
But one of the things that starts happening is they say, Dr. Goldman, I can't use the bathroom. Okay. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, I'm kind of constipated. Now they're eating really clean, right? So there's a few things I want to just discuss. It's something called dysbiosis. Okay. It's a fancy fucking word for dys means two, and biosis is bacterial system. So you have two bacterial systems. Okay. When you have two bacterial systems, when you start doing good things for your body, walking, exercise, thinking right, not punishing yourself, eating good food, when you start doing those things, the bad gut bacteria will revolt. This is very important for people to understand. When you start doing the good things for yourself, the bad bacteria revolt. Okay. It's actually named by Dr. Herxheimer. It's called the Herxheimer reaction. Okay. So this is what happens. You go, you know what? I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to eat some broccoli, and I'm going to, I'm taking sugar out. Your bad gut bacteria are going to hate you because they use sugar to survive and multiply. So here's what happens when you take sugar out and you start doing some good stuff for yourself. The first thing that happens is they will poison you. It's called the Herxheimer reaction. Okay. So I learned this the hard way. When I was really sick, it started getting better. I went to let me go work out for the first time. I felt terrible. So it's interesting. Many people think, you've ever heard this, AJ? Like, cruciferous vegetables don't really agree with me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've heard that.
Okay. It's because your gut bacteria are telling you that. So you have an overgrowth of bad gut bacteria. Your good gut bacteria love cruciferous vegetables. Okay. It can take months for this to occur. So that's one of the first things I want to talk to people about is when you do good things for yourself. And we're going to also bring in the mind. That's what I want to talk with you about. But that's one of the first concept is when you do something good for yourself, your gut bacteria will make you sick. They send out neurotoxins. So they make you feel depressed. They'll make you literally feel sad.
Wow.
They will actually send out heavy metals. And they're sending out heavy metals to actually influence your glandular system. So what that does, it actually depresses your immune function. And this is what was surprising to me. How long have bacteria been on this planet compared to us?
Long, way longer.
I mean, I would go as far as to say long before dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Just to make this like we're talking about millions of years of evolution. So we are dealing with something that has been much better at survival than us.
Yeah.
So why does it revolt and make you sick when you do good things? Because it is a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just start with that.
So good. That's so good. So quick question, a clarifying question. So is that because the good gut biome is outnumbered or less powerful? Why is it able to be? Why is it the fact that there's less of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this first of all, the fact that you have two bacterial systems is kind of an issue. But just that alone, right? But then the bad one starts to overgrow. So how does that get overgrown? How do we actually create this? Excess sugar in our diet. There's no other. There's other reasons, but this is the number one reason: excess sugar. So when I say sugar, white bread, alcohol. Those are the two that people don't want to hear about.
Yep.
And then here's the next thing you hear, Aaron James. Hey, I drink clean alcohol. I drink the cleanest tequila.
Oh yeah.
It's effing sugar. Alcohol is sugar. So your body literally breaks it down into sugar. I don't care how clean you think it is. It's sugar. And so what that does is it literally feeds them. Okay. And so you'll go, man, I feel really good. Your gut bacteria are thriving. They're literally multiplying in your system. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's a secret thing here that Aaron James will really resonate with here that no one's talking about. I guarantee there's not one doctor on the planet and a specialist who's talking about this, about gut bacteria, okay? And is the influence and role of your emotions in your gut bacteria. Let's have that conversation.
Ooh, yes. Yay. Very, very cool. And how that you said that they can just in your gut, how that can affect your emotions and your state and the heaviness and all that. So man, it's all a complex system. It's all connected.
Yeah.
And where that kind of takes me real briefly is first, and I just got off an awesome podcast and we were talking about this and I've brought it up a couple of times. One thing, and this is real quick and I'll get to the answer. So connecting with the 4 different parts inside of us. So our spirit up here, we'll just put it up here for now. Our mind, our brain, our heart, and our gut. Nice. When I walk my clients through it, we do some breathing exercises. We really tap in and go inwards, and we take the elevator from our head and we go into our heart down to the gut, or sometimes we start in the gut. And what's interesting is like, what do you feel there? What do you sense there? What's your experience? What do you smell? Right? What are the sights, sounds, and all experiences? And people will go from the heart to the gut, and sometimes they go, it's dark in there. It's slimy. It's negative feeling. It's like, oh, interesting. Well, why don't we lean into? So it's really how let's just talk the higher level, the relationship that you have with the different parts of your body is very important. And if we don't love on and give our gut so much thankfulness and gratitude and love and just say, I love you. Thank you so much. Because this is another part of your brain. It's another part of your whole system that can help you make great decisions, your gut, intuition, all of that. And if we're not treating it right and we're not even giving it love and attention, it's just going to be doing its own thing. And there's a lot of messages that come through it. So let's all have the intention and the commitment to having a better relationship with our gut and all the various important parts of our body. So with that being said, then that in and of itself, I've had people with IBS, other people with other problems, just like practice and meditate and do hypnotherapy on the relationship with their gut and the relationship with the bacteria in their gut, and shine light and love on it to remind it it's all part of a complex system and that its intention is to keep you healthy and right. We could do the same thing with this bacterium, with this biome.
I love where you're going with this, man. I actually, as you were talking, it kind of inspired me to look up a few things because it was like, let's give some facts on this. So this will go right along with what you're saying there. I love what you're tapping into. So your gut has its own nervous system. Mm-hmm. And it's called the enteric nervous system. I think it's important. We just even fucking say that alone.
Cool. Like enteric nervous system. That's awesome. Okay.
Over 100 million neurons, which is more than your spinal cord.
Wow. No, dude, that's rad. That's incredible. More than a spinal cord. I would never have thought that.
I know. That's why I just sitting there going, wait a minute. I didn't know that either. I kind of was looking this up. I'm like, wait a minute. So it's constantly sending messages to your brain and receiving messages back. And it's like a nonstop, two-way conversation between your brain and your belly. And this was the thing that I thought was BS when I told you, like, dude, that's not true. Just to capitalize on this little piece of this, when I had such an overgrowth of bad gut bacteria and I had parasites that were eating all of my food, I became malnourished. I was so depressed and I wanted to kill myself. And it was weird though, because I was almost like you described those people going through those four parts. I was literally watching myself want to kill myself. It was like, who wants to kill himself? Me? I do. And I found out later it was literally the gut bacteria will literally send signals. The bad gut bacteria will see, they literally hijack your fucking nervous system, and they're telling you what to feel. This is how advanced we're talking about, an advanced survivor. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. Yes, and so many levels. And just understanding this, like, this is so important. I'm glad you brought this up. This is really cool. You bringing the science into this, and like, really, these messages are all sent to us, and sometimes that can be also like received by the mind, by the person, in a way that's like, I'm getting suicide thoughts. I'm getting these kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
This is about the discernment of what's coming through, like messages from the body, the gut saying, hey, some stuff's got to die in here. Doesn't mean you're dying. It just means there's some death that needs to happen here, or that gets to happen, or it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
You have no choice. This is happening.
Yeah.
Very fascinating. Wow.
And so then let's talk about gut bacteria. So you have, they say there's trillions of bacteria. Okay. And we're talking, this is what, 10 times more bacterial cells than human cells.
Oh,
like this just blew, wait, what? There's 10 times more bacterial cells than human cells
in the stomach.
Yes, inside you.
This is so cool.
I know, right? And I was, as you were talking, I was like, dude, let me pull out some of these facts, because I think that I need, so they produce, this blew my mind too. They produce neurotransmitters like serotonin. I didn't know this. I'm just saying this right up front. 90% of serotonin is made in the gut. Wow.
I did not know that either.
This is powerful. So the gut bacteria are literally helping you produce serotonin, the good gut bacteria, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And the bad gut bacteria is literally the polarity. So if one's making you feel good, then one of the ones that make you feel bad. So it also supports your immune system, regulates inflammation. And as you can see, it impacts your mood and your memory. So that's why when you say your gut is off, you literally can feel it in your head. You have brain fog, anxiety, depression, fatigue. So that's an important piece just to understand that.
Oh yeah.
We're just finding out now, like that's why I even looked this up, was they're actually saying that the gut is a second brain. And for any of you who want to do this, you can actually look at a cross section of the brain. Like you actually slice the brain cross section and a cross section of the gut, and you'll see the gut literally creates this, like it has the same folds as the brain has. So it's like it has that same pattern. And so literally it's literally a second brain. It's wild.
This is so fascinating. I'm glad you chose this subject. So how do we could do a couple different things from here with the time being left, but I figured we could also we could connect with our gut bacteria tomorrow on our next one and do a more how-to, or like more like what, like, hey, let's all go through and connect to that. So we can do that how-to stuff tomorrow. Then what else is really important here? Because I look at from a performance standpoint, right? Like we I guess most of us kind of know, oh, well, I feel weird. Like, what did I eat? Like, what is that? How important this is to what are we putting in our body, checking the labels, checking the ingredients, checking to make sure that what we're putting in is not like, it's going to affect the whole system, right? It's not going to just be that food. Oh, no, I'll just eat this and it'll be okay. We can have some dramatic effects to our performance, our moods, and where we're at by just the controlling the food and the liquid we put in our body. So one, having a distinct respect and love for our stomach, for our bacteria, for the biome, and just having that relationship in of it itself. You can ask it, hey, what is going to help you be healthy? What is going to help us be healthy? How are we going to, do this together?
I love that. And I want 100%. I thought that's exactly what you would say about doing part 2. Let's do a part 2 of this, right? How to. So I love how you're saying this, dropping in, first of all, just to have love and appreciation, just to even know that you have 10 times more bacterial cells than human cells. You're like, this isn't something, you literally could not digest food without it. I mean, I don't think people even know this. Your digestive system does not know how to digest food. Do we know that? It
No.
cannot do it without yeah. I thought it did. I was like, I've been to chiropractic school and I've become a
Yeah.
doctor. You literally cannot digest food. If it had no bacteria, you wouldn't digest food. It's like we need these. There is such a symbiotic relationship. So some of the secret things that I'm noticing that I want to mention to people that in America is terrible, that is actually throwing gut bacteria out of balance, is number one, processed food. There's no other way to say it. Processed food, if it's in a box or in a can, it's going to create a gut bacteria imbalance. Sugar is, I mean, we can talk about this, but I don't think most people know. Some people go, oh, like for example, beef jerky is great, but if you look at a pack of beef jerky, they have sugar in it.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's weaved into,
So funny.
it's weaved into so many things, right?
I was just having the same conversation this morning about sugar. Like the people are putting sugar in so many other things. So we're really saying like, watch the sugar intake to just respect the biome and the bacteria. That's
exactly.
that's what your message is, like really watching that sugar and doing it. So do you recommend, are you having your clients do a sugar detox as part of the whole thing?
100%. One of the first things we do is everyone removes sugar. And when I say sugar, I'm talking about simple carbohydrates. So bread, cereal, rice, pasta, pastries, remove it all. And what's wild?
Even rice, huh?
Even rice. Yeah, rice is a straight sugar to your system. Brown rice too. Brown rice also.
Wow.
I know it's really interesting because, so again, we'll go into detail at some point in this, but it's how your body processes it. So your body takes it and turns it into sugar. If people knew, like I'm seriously in like a psychedelic state half the time because of, I'm like, my body does that. What? Like if you knew that your body, because it loves you so much and it wants to survive, it takes any sugar it gets and it converts it into fat.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron James, that's like if you went to the gas station and your car converted gasoline into diesel.
Uh-huh.
That's what it's like. It literally is making its own freaking fuel. And why does it do it? Because that fuel is better for it. The fat is better than sugar. So it literally converts it and it stores it on you. So you have a better fuel source for your future. It's like,
dude, this is, I love the way you're bringing a childlike playfulness to this as well, which can be a very, very tough topic for people and a disgusting topic for some people. But I am so glad you're bringing this like unique, positive spin on it. And I love that about you. And so, let's like celebrate this, love it, and then it's like, I look at the human body is like, and I could always be better, but it's like, I love Formula One. And I'm like, you wouldn't put shit fuel in a Formula One car because it, by the way, will literally not work. Like it's no way to accept certain type of fuel. Right. And so all these different pieces, if we look at our body or like a thoroughbred racehorse, our bodies are incredible what they're doing with the toxins, with all this stuff that we can't necessarily control that are here. Our bodies are amazingly resilient. And if we're going to love it and respect it that much more, then let's be even more cautious what we're putting in.
Yeah, I love how you said that. We are the Formula One of humanity.
Yeah.
This thing is it's, if you and I read every medical textbook that existed, every anatomy, physiology textbook that existed on planet Earth, you and I would understand 3 to 5% about the human body. If we could read every textbook we have, this is a scientific fact. So I'm telling you, we don't understand 95% of what the body's doing right now. Just so you know, if you're watching that's pretty cool.
That is nuts to think about.
Yeah,
that's
it really.
Even with AI help, even all that, we have 3 to 5%. Oh my gosh, we are so.
Yeah, exactly. So this is another one to drop on people. So this is one I think that's interesting. I've been saying this for almost 10 years, but now the research shows it. Artificial sweeteners are just as much of a gut bacteria imbalancer as sugar. And
so which ones are you talking about? Like monk sugar.
So sucralose, erythritol, these are all artificial. Now we're not talking about, so stevia is a plant-based, right? But erythritol, sucralose, sugar alcohols, all of these, any substance, what these do is this is interesting in your palate. What they do is they come in and they actually stimulate a part of your palate that says that it's sweet, but it's not. That's all it's doing is stimulating your sweet palate without actually the sweet.
Got it.
So anything that artificially is stimulating your sweet palate. So yeah, sucralose, erythritol, xylitol, and so stevia is a plant-based. Monk fruit is a plant-based. That does not. Okay. But these they're finding huge gut bacteria imbalances. And then the other one is antibiotics. So we could have like hour-long conversations about these. But the guy who invented antibiotics told us this. He said, hey, this is really cool, but if you overuse this, it's going to create a resistant type of microbes if you overuse this. And that's what it's done. It destroys your good gut bacteria, and literally it's creating microbes. And so even the antibacterial washes and soaps and stuff that people like, he had said that too. He said, so if you wash yourself enough with antibacterial, it literally creates microbe resistant bacteria. So anyway, same thing that's happening inside your gut. So I want to mention that.
Fascinating. That is so. This is jam packed of like one-liners that I didn't know, and so this is fascinating. Okay, yeah. Absolutely. Wow.
We get some cool comments from people who are asking questions, and like, I love this. DB said, "Can a person have healthy biome without ingesting meat?" Sure, absolutely. There's so much we can talk about here, but I know we only have just a few minutes, and I think this might be a series too that we have. So maybe what we do, like you said, tomorrow we kind of talk about the sort of like, how do you build that healthy gut biome? I do want to mention though, someone had asked a comment or a question about visual, like having hallucinations, and they literally said, "Can bacteria cause you this?" And yes, I was seeing things, hearing things. I truly don't think people know. I mean, we're kind of doing the best we can to talk about this, but we are just scratching the surface with this. And if you can come in tune, and I like how you said that, Aaron James was like, can you come in tune with your gut bacteria? And I hadn't even processed, we kind of drop into our heart, but I hadn't really processed, can you come in tune with the ancient species that's been surviving for millions of years longer than you?
And it's inside of us.
Yeah.
We might as well tap into that ancient wisdom because they've been around a lot longer than us and they know a lot better for us. So we can just, again, surrender and get out of our minds and into our hearts and into our bodies. There's so much genius inside of us. We don't really have to do anything except for doing things a little bit differently than we've been doing them, and not just going along with the matrix or the plugin. So what a great, beautiful topic today, and beautiful reminder of how wise we already are. That we don't have to do anything to earn this. We already are that. We already are this. We've already been given so much of this from source, from universe, from God, whatever you want to call it. And what a cool thing. Like literally there's, whether people believe this or not, like we are made up of stardust. We're made up of these ancient bacteria. That's so cool. We're way older than our age, right?
Yeah.
Not to even speak about the soul stuff, but like this is fascinating. And so it's all inside of us. And we're going to talk about more about how unlocking this and trusting it. And like you said, to balance the gut biome, first, let's have a better relationship with it and connection.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to capitalize on something you said about the stardust. Cause like, hey, maybe people don't believe in this, and that has nothing to do with belief. Just FYI, like that's not even a belief system. It's like literally our plant, every element we have is literally made from the stars. So this is not like a metaphysical thing. It's like, that's pretty
science. It's science.
Yeah.
That's
science.
It just is. There's traces of all of us. Yeah.
There's a Disney movie that came out maybe last year that my daughter and I love to watch. It's called Wish. And
I haven't seen it.
You should watch, the entire movie is about this. And they secretly put it in there. Even one of the songs is that we're all made of stardust, and it's a very cool movie. So anyway,
Wish. Everybody go watch that.
Yeah, you should. Okay, this was awesome as usual, my friend, and we're gonna see tomorrow on our channels. You're gonna host it.
That's right. Okay. We'll get ready for that one. Thanks everybody for your comments. Leave comments below. Ask any other questions. And Dr. Cody, great question. Great perspective on this. Thanks for bringing that boy playful energy to such a unique topic. So love you, man. Appreciate it.
It's fun, man. Love you too. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.